When you see these choices gonna better you. Them choices gonna balance you. Them choices you make gonna bring you peace instead of drama. Do you know when you see a time and it say 444, when you see this 444 everywhere you go, repeatedly, do you know that? That means the angels of God is with you. You ain't alone, you not alone, you blessed and you covered by the hand of God. See, weapons may form against you, but they will not prosper. 444. Understand what I'm saying? Weapons will form, but they won't prosper. Every time you see 444, it means God see you. And he see you on the right path. And he walking with you. Do you know when you see the time and it reads 5:55? It means grace, mercy. See, at 5:55 is the justice of God. So when you look at the clock and it reads 5:55, he just ended your suffering, your pain. Do you understand? When you see the numbers, 11:11. When you see 11:11, it means your goals and your dreams are manifesting at the speed of light. So when you see 11:11, it's not by mistake. It's on purpose. And it's because God see the purpose in your life. God is aligning you with the universe. Do you understand that God is aligning you with the things you ask him for? You gotta ask God for something, so when you see 11:11, just know he's about to deliver on his promises. See, seeing 11:11 will be mandatory that you alter your negative thoughts and start to think. I got to focus on the things I want and stop talking about the things I don't want. I got to start talking about the lifestyle I want and stop talking about the things I'm tired of. Because God just showed me 11:11. I got to give him all praise. 11:11 means new beginnings, new chapters, new abundance, new blessings. 11:11 is a reassurance that you're about to receive the things you praying for. Peace be upon you. Mercy be upon you. Justice be upon you. God be upon you. The angels are around you and they're battling your battles. God protecting you with his mighty sword and armor. And all you got to do is understand that you ain't seeing these numbers by mistake. Oh, ain't nothing fake. God about to put food on your plate. 11:11. Yo, that's it. You all come in, hit that thumbs up, hit that like button. I did not have cryptocurrency in my caption to talk about. So many things to talk about today. Biggest inflation rate seen in years, empty grocery store shelves, and a Supreme Court's decision against Biden's vaccine for big businesses. A lot of stuff to talk about, but I do have some news, cryptocurrency news, that I want to share with you all before I dig deep into those other subjects and areas that we're going to talk about. So if you're new to my channel, I am known as the Crypto Queen because of my portfolio status in the cryptocurrency world. I actually got in late into crypto. When I say late, I mean in 2020, during the Bitcoin halving, when Bitcoin was on average about $3,500 a Bitcoin. And 2 years later, here we go, we see Bitcoin at
42,700, 42,700. Ethers cooled down a lot at 3,000. But one thing in particular, or one crypto rather in particular, I want to discuss real quick is Dogecoin up 7% today. Dogecoin up 7%, and why? Right? And if you want more cash flow for cryptocurrency, I definitely have an answer to that solution. As the IRS mentions that they will have a major warning. So the IRS just issued a new warning to our taxpayers. We will discuss that as well. But I want to talk about Shibainu real quick and Dogecoin. So I want you all to hashtag Shiba and Doge, right? Put that in the comment, hashtag that, whether you are watching this live or in the replay. I want you to hashtag Sheeb, right? And Doge, Sheeb and Doge. Also, if you need more cash flow to invest in cryptocurrency, which is going to be the new currency system, people, we'll never return it back to the old economy again. Biggest inflation rate, empty grocery store shelves around the United States. And this is just the beginning as we transition out of the physical dollar into the digital currency system. You can get on the foundation. If you can get in now, better late than never. This will have you rich for real and rich and wealthy for the rest of your life. This is the greatest wealth transfer, the greatest opportunity for anyone who wants to get out of the rat race, who wants to stop living paycheck to paycheck, who wants to get ahead of life financially, who wants to stop struggling, right? I was speaking to someone today and they said, it is really the middle class that has the most to lose out of this, right? People with a poverty mindset, for example, people with a poverty mindset. Thank you, Jonathan, Hector, and Israel for making a mind message connection and tuning in and hashtagging Sheeb and Doge. But people that lives out the government, right, the poverty level, they know programs such as universal basic income. They know that Medicare and Medicaid will be around for them. They know that no matter the quality of housing that they may receive, that they will still have low rent through government housing program. They're not worried about the quality of where they reside. They just want the low payment. And so people of that mindset, they don't mind getting 10 and 11 and $12,000 tax refunds, even if it means suppressing their annual income to 30,000 to 35,000. Some cases, even $50,000. They don't mind that trade off. I'm not talking to those people. I'm not here for those people. I'm here for the people who says, Queen, I want to rise above government program. I want to rise above living paycheck to paycheck. See, it is the middle class that take care of the poor class and the elderly class, because the elderly has to have these services as well. Now, for the elderly, most of Americans don't have a problem supporting our ancestors and elderly. We know the older you get in age, the more you return back to a child like status. Most of Americans do not mind helping people that cannot help themselves, right? We don't mind helping, as the Bible says, the fatherless children, in some cases, the widows. There's some widows are getting paid big money, right? You got Dr. Dre, I think his wife got paid out like 100 million. So she's a widow in a great status. And you got, who was it? I can't think of the other. Bill and Melinda Gates just divorced, divorced rich and wealthy, but not all widows are like that. Strangers, fatherless children, biblically supposed to be supported. However, Most Americans, middle class, have an issue supporting the government for people who are well capable of doing better but don't want to do better, right? The people that's okay with getting EBT cards, the people that's okay with getting $10,000 to $12,000 back in tax returns, the people that's okay with living in, you know, housing situations that may be infested with, uh, rats or roaches, and and I'm not trying to down it about. I'm just saying. So most middle class or hard working Americans don't want to support these people that have that mindset. Now, if you are a person who goes to work, but right, that something's not right because you cannot get ahead financially, then this live stream is just for you. And this is what you have to stop doing. Number one, you got to stop blaming taxes. You got to stop blaming taxes, and you got to learn how to play the tax game. You look at your take home pay, and you probably say, Queen, if I could um, just, get that $300 that I'm being taxed, right, from the government back. What if I told you you could? You can. All you got to do is text cash flow to 254-788-1144. And guess what, people? You can do that for a limited time only investment of 100. Yes, $129. People are getting their money upfront out of their paycheck by adding 475 tax deductions through this home-based business that you can text 129 to get into, to start and be a co-business owner with me. Other people blame inflation. They talk about that $20 bill doesn't stretch as far as it used to, and it doesn't, right? The real 10-year challenge, and most people don't even know that this 10-year challenge is really just a tactic so the government can steal your identity. Now, I'm not trying to take away all the fun and games. I'm not trying to bring doom and gloom. I'm just telling you the truth so that your eyes can be open for what's ahead, so that you won't be one of the people that's feel like you've been hit, right, by a tsunami or something unexpectedly, right? And so we got rent that's increasing 200 and by $400, right? With only a 30-day notice. You only have two options, people. You either need good credit or you need a plan B to get more cash flow. Either way, right? I have a solution for you for just $129. As I'm about to tell you this announcement that the IRS has just made, this warning that the IRS has just made to its taxpayers. So come in, hit the thumbs up, right? Now, this 10-year challenge should look something like this. 10 years ago, this is what $150 could purchase for you. Look at the grocery cart. The other grocery cart is to my left. It may be to your right, but it's to my left. And now, people, I don't even think $150 now, today in 2022, can buy this much meat with the increased prices of meat and hamburger meat. I don't know, it may, but this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 packs of meat. It'll be stretching it, and like a some type of hamburger helper. But look at what $150 could purchase just 10 years ago versus today in 2022. So, people, this is why we have to, or you have to invest your money, because inflation cuts the value of every dollar that you earn in half. And guess what, people? This is on a daily basis. On a daily basis, not weekly, not monthly. Every day, if you went into the grocery stores, you're going to see prices slash, right? You need to look up the General Education Board, how Rockefeller took financial education out of the school system. Thank you, Jonathan. I have taught on that on my channel. I had referenced that, and I totally agree. People definitely need to read and research that. I won't elaborate on that tonight because I've taught on this many times, but I totally agree because they do not want you. And I say, they, it's not just Rockefeller, it's also Dale Carnegie as well, Jonathan. That's why a lot of these colleges and institutions have Carnegie Hall. They gave the financial institutions millions, multiple millions in the early 1900s to have the curricula or curriculum to not teach you about how to utilize and leverage your credit and even understand the power of being an entrepreneur versus an employee. And it was Rockefeller that quote, we don't want a nation of thinkers, right? We want a nation of workers. They don't want people to think. They don't want people to learn financial education. They don't want people to have financial literacy. They don't want them to understand how to leverage credit to get assets. What they want them to do is to only know to use credit to buy liabilities. As Robert Kiyosaki would say right here, that your home, you've been lied to. Your financial advisor told you your house is an asset. He said your house is not an asset. An asset is anything that puts money into your pocket. And you pay your house note every month. You pay a house note or rent or mortgage every month. And some of the middle class think like this. Well, I can take out a loan um, and get equity, right, against my house. Maybe, maybe not. We don't, that's still up to debate. Especially now that beginning in April, the interest rate on mortgages will increase. Um, but you have to qualify for that credit wise as well. But even if you look at your mortgage, which is the root word is more for mortician, you pay more, you pay double of a mortgage if you just paid it outright. If you just paid a 15 to 30-year mortgage outright, let's say, for example, if it's a $200,000 loan, you're going to pay back 400,000. And making an extra payment annually or once a year, it helps, but it's not going. It may cut $25,000 to 375 paying back, or to 350. So under those terms and conditions, your house cannot be an asset unless you make it and you incorporate a home-based business in which you get square footage. And that's why I have a cell phone number there, 254-788-1144. But square footage just doesn't have to be a house. It can be an apartment, a townhouse. It can be tax deductible, a certain amount of square footage. The utilities you pay for where you live, percentages of that comes back to you in the form of cash flow. It's tax deductible, right? If you just add a home-based business for $129, your cell phone, your mileage in your vehicle, when used for business use, can be tax deductible. So stop throwing money away. Turn your bills into business expenses. You can hire your children between the ages of 7 and 17 and get up to $12,000 back per child. You stop paying them allowances and put them on a payroll to do the same duties. But now they're just doing it for your business. So let's get into the meat and potatoes again. If you are interested, if you want to take action, people, let me tell you this. And then we're going to get into SHIBA and DOGE and the IRS and Biden's, the reaction of businesses to the ruling against Biden's vaccine. But I'm going to say this. It's time out for trying to blame the government, right? It's time out for blaming your taxes. It's time out for blaming inflation. It's here. You cannot complain about not having a harvest in the fall time and you did not plant in the spring. And I'm not talking about religious, planting and sowing seed. mindset. I'm talking about preparing and making the financial moves that you need to make to get ahead financially, right? Preparing, having the cash flow to invest in crypto, having the cash flow to be able to pay that $200 to $400 an extra rent increase, having the credit scores that your landlord won't evict you for someone that has over a 700 credit score and that has no evictions or collections or charge off reporting. So now Shiba Inu, right? She fetches 30% gain on Robinhood listing. This is just 1 hour ago. So SHIB is in 30% gain, and it's looking like it's going to have a bullish reversal patterns as major rumors. My grandmother used to say, where there's smoke, there is fire. These rumors keep circulating that SHIB is going to be listed on major exchanges and have investors playing, the with the meme coin, but it seems to be preparing for a bullish breakout coming soon. So again, this trend is going on. Now, if you look at this chart, you'll look at the falling wedges in the upside break once the price is closed. So this shows signs of a similar topside breakout. If you look at this arrow pointing upward, right? My daughter could really explain this much better than I can. She does the TA and looking at the long candlesticks pattern and all of that, right? But she's already retired to bed. So the upside of this, she will continue this trend higher, according to this in the sessions or the days and weeks to come. So the next upside target for SHIB is 0.00004039, right? And so its all-time high was 0.000088, and so, with this listing, or I'm sorry, not 88. Okay, no, it says the price, I think it was 88 if I'm not mistaken. But this price point is showing 0.000080. So, potentially going back to its all-time high. And if SHIB is listed on Robinhood as it's about, let's say someone says it's about 6 months too late, but they're saying that this could come in early February, as early as February. So that's great news for SHIB Army, right? I'm going to make sure I edit the title of this live stream to put SHIB and Doge in it because I did not have it in here. I wasn't initially planning on it. But I'm telling you, people, if you need the cash flow, if you're going to go, you're going to go in, the time is now. The time to act is now. For $129 to get as much money as you can so you can retire and live the life that you want to live as long as you can. Because right now, the more cash flow you have to invest, the bigger your gains, and also the longer you can hold these cryptocurrencies and stake them and take a loan out against them and not continue to cash them out into your banking system into fiat currency, in which the government is going to come in and take about 40% of your capital gains or your profits because you don't have the cash flow or the knowledge to hold for the long term. You can take out loans against your cryptocurrency, but you have to have enough and quantity. And that's most people don't know that when you cash out and convert it back into your bank account, you lose the quantity that you had. But if you have a certain amount of quantity and enough, you can take out loans against cryptocurrency where you can keep it and you get the loans at lower interest rate while it's working for you at higher interest rate. So now we got Tesla, Source, code indicates Dogecoin payments options is being tested. That's today. Stand up, Doge Army. Let me know whether you're watching this live or in the replay. Put Doge, hashtag Doge Army in the comments. People, this is the biggest wealth transfer ever experienced. So Tesla source indicates Dogecoin can be used as payment soon. Tesla source indicates that they announced they'll be accepting Doge as payment for merchandise. Um, a month later, someone has already tweeted this, and look at the dates, people. Let me get out of this screen and show you this announcement. Big announcement came exactly on Tuesday, January the 11th. Are these tweets? January 11th, as you listened earlier in the live stream, 11/11, right, means new season. It can mean, if you will prepare yourself, new season, new opportunities, wealth of blessings coming your way. You have to be positioned. You have to have the cash flow to sustain it. And people, for $129, you can get a cash flow. Most people that still have jobs, that still are W-4 employees, virtually everyone on my team has a minimum of $300 raise coming out of their paycheck. So the 129 investment comes back to you as soon as you submit the added home-based business to your paycheck to your HR, Human Resources Department. Because most people are overpaying in taxes. Approximately 98% of Americans are overpaying in taxes out of their paychecks. But because you don't have these financial experts working for you to analyze that for you, then you don't know. And what hurts people is when they don't know what they don't know. So this tweet came out January 11th. It is confirmed. It says you're a Y model. It has over 1,400 likes. But accepting Dogecoin, if you can, cannot see this. I'll try to enlarge this as much as I can. I don't think I can. But the white paper pretty much said right here where the arrow is, payment type Dogecoin. And this is for Model Y, pearl white, 20-inch wheels, all black premium interior, Tesla autopilot. That's big. That's very big. So this is all in the Design Your Y model payment, developer tools. This is a $60,000, $990 vehicle from Tesla, right? So great news for Doge and Sheep Army. And probably I have a lot of people that's intelligent enough and have the cash flow enough to do both. So give me a second. Let me try to get out this screen. Something wrong with my screen. Give me 1 second, you all. So other news of what's going on in the world. What's really going on with inflation? Right? Hello, Patrice. Prayer. Hello to you, Queen. What's really going on with inflation, people? And people, I really want some feedback. And this is from you all, my faithful followers. If you see the prices of groceries increasing, and that's a way to get more money out of your paycheck that you're working for anyway, you're laboring for anyway, can someone please tell me what's the hang up on people investing $129 to get that? I just want feedback from you all. So as I elaborate on this, because I cannot see how people are surviving with the increased pricing of what's going on, and they're not getting raises at their job. Prices for goods and services increased by 7% in the last year, the highest inflation rate in nearly 4 decades, according to the numbers released Wednesday by the U.S. Labor Department. This is showing a gallon of gas for $5.59. I have people that sold $111 to me, right? So what's the hang up on investing $129? Is it that people don't have jobs? You don't have to have a job. It's a difference between income and cash flow. But I cannot see how people are not just beating down my doors to get extra cash flow during this time. Cash flow comes from the combined efforts of working with other people. It's called networking versus working on your own and getting a paycheck. And you don't have to have a pay. You can be a small business owner. You can be a 1099 employee. And the tax game is changing, people. So this is in Los Angeles. Consumer prices are up 6.6%, people, a year ago. And this is 0.4% from last month. So what's driving inflation? Well, they said to start with two words, supply chain. It is simply the supply chain. And now people have an opportunity to get this. And Patrice Prayer, thank you so much for the 1111. If you watched the beginning of this, I played Nino Brown, and he broke down 1111. So watch the beginning, watch the replay if you can. But I affirm that they will return to you 1,000 times more, according to Deuteronomy 1 and 11, and you will be blessed, right? Also, that the infinite God, infinite spirit, that it will reach you by divine right, right? By divine right, it will be released to you and released to you because you are positioning yourself to be in alignment with the universe and you are taking powerful actions, right, with powerful affirmations. Whenever you mix powerful actions and powerful affirmation, the universe responds in a positive way. See, this is the thing. Most people just want to do the affirmation part and they leave out the powerful actions. And the Bible tells us that faith without works is definitely dead, meaning it's to no avail. It's no increased outcome in it. You have to be action oriented, right? So this pandemic has caused enduring problems with shipping, unloading, delivery of goods around the world, around the country. Notice in particular in Los Angeles at these crucial ports and Long Beach. So the increased cost of goods means business either have to decrease their profit margin, which they're not going to do that, or raise the price for consumers. And I tell people all the time, the more you beg for stimulus because you are now seeing your paycheck able to do less, the more price is going to increase. So that's not the answer. That's not the solution. So about half of the total of inflation, they're saying, is because of the supply chain issue. You have higher prices for cars right now and energy. You should see an increase in your utility bills. You see increases in your food, your housing, your furniture, appliances, everything. And they're all saying it's because of this pandemic related supply chain. They're not telling you supportive stimulus too, because there's also supply and demand. The more money that's rotated into this economy, the more that people have opportunities, buying opportunities, right? Thank you, Gwen. I'm about to call you Gwen, Patrice. I'm so sorry. Thank you, Patrice. And the more prices, oh, she says already happening. Thank you. I'm so glad it's already happening because you are definitely, Patrice, why aren't you in the home-based business with me? Aren't you a tax person? I thought. Maybe you're not. Maybe you're not. I don't know. If you are a tax person, I know you see people that come to you with tax returns. If you are, you maybe not, that need some extra tax deductions, right? Yes, Doge Army, Doge Gang, 1111. Love that wealthy supreme Rico. I'm so happy and proud for you, Patrice. You have a very beautiful spirit. I could tell um, through the live stream, and I wish nothing but so much success in your life, mentally, emotionally, financially, that it's gonna overtake you and just overwhelm you, right? So also child tax credit money will be a no show in January. And I've already discussed this, but I'm just going to re-emphasize it because USA Today has this article. It says many parents might be looking for money from the child tax credit this January. I was about to say damn, but USA Today just whoa, they just put it out there, didn't they? Looking for money from child tax credit payment this January, but they're not going to see it. But they said they're not going to see it around January the 15th or shortly after. Ooh Lord. That means the parents that were used to this CTC to hit them on Fridays and they're not gonna see it. What's more likely to show up as a tax letter? Whoa. USA Today went raw on this article. They said you're not gonna see that payment, but guess what you will see? You're going to see a letter from the IR to the S. Look, Patrice. Okay, Patrice, hold up. You own a tax franchise. So you know the power of a home-based business. You have clients that need more tax deduction. I know you have. And you know, Patrice, that old stuff that used to work, I'm gonna carry somebody's child. They want you to probably lie for them. I know they always ask you this question. You can't find me some more deductions, right? Yeah, refer them here. They get over 475. We have great people for you to network with too. Um, I think in your area that's in the tax game as well. I don't know where your state is. I know you recently sold your house. That was a great testimony. But I'm going to be in Atlanta, Georgia, April 8th through 9th for a big announcement from this business to help people cash flow through their paycheck, through their taxes, to get deductions they never had, and get their credit up. So, you know, if you're in the Georgia area, and you're with me in the business, I'll get to meet you in live, large and in charge there, the weekend of April the 8th through the 9th. So 36 million families, the advanced child tax credit payments aren't going to cover any bills in January. Whoa. And some might have expected it. Whoa. 36 million people. Efforts to extend the payments into 2022 collapsed in Congress when President Joe Biden's Build Back Better Act met a heated resistance last year. Families across the country's people average. I want to show you all this so you won't think I'm just making these numbers up because you can't make this stuff up. Okay, yeah, Patrice, let's partner up on that side because I love to see you win on that side as well, on the entrepreneur side and your spiritual side. So families across the country are looking at losing people. You see the triple four, $444 a month as the program has halted. And people can get that much right out of their paycheck without working overtime, without getting a promotion. Guess what? For some people, even if you did work overtime and get a promotion, you still will not get that much increase take home pay out of your paycheck. And so Democrats continue to look to ways to extend this. the child tax credit. And people just know the 129 is ending soon. That is not the regular price. And I don't even like to say the word price. That's not the regular investment cost me, because even that investment is tax deductible, right? Anything that's a price is not a tax write-off in most cases. So let's talk about the Supreme Court, right? Rulings for big businesses about the mandate. About the mandate. So you all tell me, what are your thoughts on this? Hello, Dr. Forms, Dr. Paul Forms, Patrice, he's my business partner in MWR already. He's doing well. And guess what? We get daily pay. Daily pay, people, keeps recession away. All right? Daily pay keeps recession away. And so now this article was a little late. I think this was 7 hours ago, but this was Newsweek. As they say SCOTUS, these companies are firing unvaccinated employees as SCOTUS, the Supreme Court of the United States, mulls, or they stop Biden's vaccine mandates. So, according to this article, they're saying that several major U.S. companies still were planning on firing employees who haven't been jabbed against the virus, but the Supreme Court considers President Joe Biden's mandate for large employees, or employers rather, right? As the Supreme Court considers. So I'm pretty sure that this article was written earlier today, before the official announcement came out. But let me just show you what was in store. Several major U.S. companies are planning on firing employees who had not been jabbed against the virus, against C19. So above, the C19 vaccine is administered at a pop-up clinic, and there's someone taking the jab. Nike was one of those that told employees it was planning on firing them Saturday. So for some people, this came right on time, right? Because they were not verified, they hadn't verified their jab status with the company, or received a jab exemption. So Columbia Sportswear also reported that they was going to start terminating unjabbed corporate employees on February the 1st. Through the jab requirement won't apply to the warehouse workers. And so now a small number of people that have not been jabbed, they said, and have not, and that was the key. A lot of people had not been jabbed, and they didn't even had applied for medical or religious exemptions, right? And the plan was to put them on unpaid leave for some of these, even Target, right? Um, and Citigroup was planning on doing this by tomorrow, the 14th of January. You had Wall Street banks, Goldman Sachs, Morgan Stanley had told employees to work from home, but have yet to fire them over the jab status. So they didn't fire them, but they did give them the work from home opportunities. And the CEO, Jamie Dimon of JP Morgan, suggested that they would have maybe also terminated as well. So this ruling may have helped. Even we are experiencing the great resignation right here anyway. People are boycotting and leaving their jobs anyway, but it could have just saved a lot of more jobs and shortages from coming in, right? So that's great news. But people, I'm still here to tell you that we're still going to have a harsh winter is coming, because the agenda again is to get digital money into place, right? Digital money into place. So we're transitioning from a cash-based, paper-based system into a digital monetary system. where we'll have central banks, digital currency, CBDCs. Um, Chairman Jerome Powell already stated this with the State of Address Tuesday on the 11th. That's central banks, digital currency, or the digital dollar, and cryptocurrencies can coexist. People, they will coexist. China is already releasing their digital yuan. And so now this is, business are reacting to the jab mandate. They said they was waiting to hear from the Supreme Court before deciding this. And again, yeah, so they blocked this. This blocking requirement was for businesses with at least 100 employees to be fully jabbed or as tested, or they had to be tested regular and wear a mask on a job. So Target or Target again, they said they wanted to review it and see how it would affect their policy. But they're saying that companies could run into state bans on the vaccine mandates in Republican controlled states. So we're still going to see, how this is going to be affected in the long run, right? However, I think that even if they cannot fire these employees because of this, I think they're still going to pretty much put the blame, because I know they're going to continue to spike the numbers, and they're going to say it's because that they cannot make these mandates or make it mandatory for this to happen, right? Thank you, Don Lance says, showing 325 people in. Where are the likes at? I don't know. Let me know. Well, how many likes do we have? Let me switch it to my other. People, we only have 41 likes. So thank you, Don. Don Land, I love that. Let's get these likes up, people. And if you thank you, I see one on Facebook that just came in. Thank you for the heart and the digital love. And as of yesterday, I did go to my local grocery store. This was not really the case in a sense. We still had some bread and some toilet tissues, uh, some meat. I'm not doing meat, at least for this month anyway. And I'm really leaning forward to just stay off of meat altogether, especially red meat, right? Um, and other types of meat. But I'm doing this 22-day consecration. Well, 21-day consecration started on January 1st to January 22nd. Many of you all have informed me that you're joining with me. Where there's no bread, no meat, no drinks, no alcohol, just fruits, vegetables, and water. I've heard distilled water is best for like a fast or consecration, but spring water is good and acceptable also. And so just eating meatless, some meatless things, but mostly trying to get my fruits and vegetables in. And now grocery stores are struggling with empty shelves food. Again, all about the supply chain. They're saying the supply chain is the reason for the spikes and pricing everywhere, from furniture to even your utility bills. And so people, it's not even hidden in plain sight. It's not even, the writing is not on the wall. It is here. It's nothing where people have to kind of have to wonder or ponder about. People, it is here, right? And we are entering a great financial reset, because it's the time to convert physical cash into digital cash or digital currency, where cryptocurrency will rise, robots and artificial intelligence will, replace or take the job of people. And the feds have already announced that higher interest rates on housing to begin in April, right? But housing is overpriced, vehicles are overpriced. Even if you have A plus credit, And larger amount of people are getting in high credit card debt because that's the only way that they can afford to keep up with inflation. So people, um, I just discussed my decision about that, Judith. Maybe you just came in, but yeah, you know, I don't really have thoughts on it per se. I'm glad that it's going to help some people's job. I've always believed in human rights, um, and people have the right to put what they want to in their bodies, even if it's a donut, even if it's alcohol, even if it's unhealthy foods. And I'm saying that because there's a lot of like Roland Martin, made a statement. People don't know what's in a hot dog, but yet they eat them. Or you don't know Michael Bays that made a statement. You don't know what's in the food at a restaurant, but yet you eat it. But you have some type of idea of what's supposed to be in there, right? We know people get food poisoning all the time, but that's unexpected. Um, like if if I want a steak, for example, that's well done and they cook it at warp speed, even though they said the redder, the bloodier, the better. I don't know. But if I didn't want it that way, I'm not going to eat it that way. Um, Jonathan, my thoughts on the Fedcoin CBDCs. I'm elated. I'm glad because I'm a large crypto holder and hodler. So it just means my portfolio financially is going to increase probably by an extra digit. So I'm glad I'm converting as much cash as I can into cryptocurrency. I find ways to build my cash flow to keep up with inflation and to invest. I'm just throwing the kitchen sink into crypto. I keep the minimum amount of cash aside for just emergencies. A lot of people are having issues with their banking institutions, ATM not opening, doors are closed, right? So I keep a certain amount aside for just emergency cases. Other than that, I keep the minimum in my bank account to pay my bills and utilities, to keep everything operable and keep my internet on and my lights on so I can meet with you all faithfully. Other than that, everything else is in assets. And I have no worries because I'm in a position where I can borrow against my cryptocurrency and still keep my cryptocurrency. Because 3 years ago, I would go on record saying that credit is queen because the queen is the most powerful piece on the board, but the king is the most important, right? But the queen can move places in this chess game that the king cannot, and the queen, she can promote a pawn to another level, another status, right? So credit likewise can do that for your lifestyle. But people, I go on record saying that credit is not even queen anymore. Does not hold that power because credit is in the crunch. It's hard to get even with a high credit score. That well is drying out. People are in high credit card debt, and it's all because increased prices and services are increasing, and they're not utilizing strategies to keep their cash flow, to increase cash flow. So cash flow is the name of the game right now, not cash. It's a different. See, once you have cash flow, that means you have an asset that can bring you continuous return on a cash flow from an asset, right? Cash flow means you can have residual payments like the home based business I'm affiliated with, 129. You mean to tell me, you don't know at least 5 people who can say, yeah, I need to get more money out of my paycheck because I'm barely surviving? And then you get a cash flow payout for referring people, or maybe you yourself can use that amount out of your paycheck. And they still have credit experts working for people because unfortunately, most people not going to ever see this. They're just going to wake up one day and they're going to know we are going to be on a digital dollar system, and the credit system is changed. So there's still people who's going to hold on to the old way of doing things, and they're going to need their FICO scores repaired and restored. TJ Live Jackson says 2 years, income 700 scores. I have been priced out of all the market for the last year. My area, a low middle income, need to make it through to buy a 2 years ago. It was $90,000 or less. I'm not sure what you're saying. Maybe you was typing too fast. Maybe you were saying to buy a home 2 years ago it was $90,000 or less. I told people I started live streaming in 2020, in 2021 too, that the resilience score was added to the FICO score. So it's about your cash flow. It's about not only your FICO score, but how much cash flow do you have in your banking account, and what's your average balance that it is able to sustain. Um, TJ Live says on a $300,000 income. And TJ, guess what? A 700 credit score right now is equivalent to 600. A 800 is about equivalent to a 700 to a 750. A 850 credit score, which is perfect, is probably equivalent to 750, because the resilience score is just not looking at that FICO score and FICO score alone. Okay, you're saying something like double. You need to make $300. You need to make. I really don't. I can't understand what you're saying, right? I can't piece everything you're saying. So I'm about to log off, even with 300 people in. Thank you all for tuning in. Make sure you go back and watch the replay. I discussed some breaking news for Shibainu, and Doge. I'm probably going to change the title of this video because I did not put both of them in the title. But if you need more cash flow, you need to get your cash flow up to prepare for this and to have more money to invest. You can text 129. That's the investment cost. That's going to end at the end of this month. So get in now. Don't go on with life and say, okay, I'll wait till January 31st. Because what happens is people want to wait. But guess what? You could have introduced, if you get in, 3 to 5 of your friends or family or loved ones, you could have introduced to them for $129 before the price increases. So do it for yourself and your family and for others. And if you introduce 3 people at $129, or even at the regular price, within 30 days, you get an additional $150 bonus. And you get 80% of what they are going to invest, which is $129, which is $50. So that's roughly $300 for 3 people. That's not including the cash flow part. Evangelist Butler says, you go, Queen. Good job. Thank you so much. I know a butler in my area. There's a pastors too. Pastors, they're bishops. So thank you so much, Evangelist Butler. Thank you, Anu, for saying hello. I'm logging off, and that's it. Listen, okay, TJ says, sorry. You need to make $300,000 to buy a house in my area before you could make $90,000. Oh, thank you. Now I have it. So you're saying you have to have, cash flow is the name of the game. Real quick, Evangelist Butler, are you like overseeing a church, or you just evangelist in a church? Because I have been strongly encouraging church leaders that if you want your congregation to be in a position to continuously to support the ministry through tithes and offering, introducing this financial education, home based business opportunity to them, in my humble opinion, is the best thing you can do. It is a low investment entry at $129 for high returns. And the whole motive, the whole goal of this is to increase whatever you're currently making by one digit, whatever your income flow. Want to increase that by one digit. If you're at, $3,000, right? We increase that by one digit at a time. Let's get you at 30,000, right? A monthly. Some people can't think that big. Let's add an additional 30,000 to if you're bringing home $3,000 a month. Let's add an additional 30,000 a year, because that 30,000 a month for some people is just like overwhelming. So if your average right now is $3,000 at whatever you're doing, 1099, self-employed, right? An employee, small business owner, then let's add an additional $2,800 a month to your $3,000 and make your income $6,000 a month, or your cash flow combined with your income. This is what the home-based business does. And it does it through strategies, not sales. We don't have any products. You don't have to buy products first and try to push them and sell them. We do it by strategies through IRS, legal tax deductions, and it has a referral program when you refer the services they need, credit restoration, and they have a professional team that negotiate the bills that you have in your house that you're already paying, your light bill, your water bill, your cell phone bills, your internet bill. They also have bill negotiating experts that negotiate your bills. Like, you don't have to, if you're paying DirecTV, you don't have to switch from DirecTV to another servicer, right? They negotiate directly through DirecTV to lower the bills. So just so many ways to get you extra cash flow other than clipping coupons and things of that nature, right? So all of the 344 people that's in right now, I want you all to make sure. I'm not even gonna read that comment. People suggest stuff and it does not work. And I don't mean any harm. A lot of times people hear people from other YouTube say these things that is more complicated to implement than what they have the expertise or know how to do, and have a seller owner finance carry back a note 15 to 30-year note term. I don't really agree with that. I have other ways to, um, you know, if like even if you have 15, 30-year mortgage, if you had the extra cash flow, you can pay that off in 7 years, right? But that's stuff that we teach behind the scenes in the home-based business. Yeah, I'll explain it. I'm about to log off now. I've been on an hour. Text 129. Text 129 to 254-788-1144, and I'll send you some information more about it. Justice. Um, so I'm signing out, you all. Listen, how big can you think? Right? Elevate your mind. Elevate your mind. Magnify your mind. Right? By magnifying your mind, how big can you think? Multiply your money. Deuteronomy 28:11 says great prosperity. Maximize your mission in life, people. Be blessed to be a blessing. If you want to be rich so you can help and enhance your lifestyle and the lifestyle of others, people. And always understand the power of life and death is in your tongue, right? So manifest, right? I'm going to switch it up a little bit. Manifest through your words, right? Magnify your thinking, multiply your money, manifest with your words and actions, and maximize your mission in life. Queen out. Again, the 129 is a limited time special. Prepare yourself for the greatest wealth transfer that this generation has ever experienced. Queen out, you all. Be safe, be healthy, be blessed.